early as 1975, wherein we would like to bring in more of our people from abroad, dahil ang sabi ng brain drain. And this is one form of brain gain. So the Balik Scientist program, starting in 1975, was strengthened through law, which was enacted in 2018. The law provides more incentives to the Balik Scientists, and this provides also a legal basis for us to bring in more scientists. So that program, since 1975, have already brought in around 700 something Balik scientists, with about 900 plus engagements. So it's not a one-to-one correspondence, as I have told you earlier, dahil some of the Balik scientists are coming back more than once. So our engagement is not a one-to-one basis. But since then, we have already instituted about 170 host institutions. The host institutions include academia, research and development institutes, even LGUs, like mga sinanggaling science, and one of the results of that is activity done by Dr. Santiago with USPM. So Dr. Santiago reviewed the program of what he has accomplished so far.
So actually, I was engaged under the Quattro program through the USD Balik Scientist program. So I came from South Korea, and then I was engaged here at the USD in IRDC, where I supported the Quattro program. So long story short, the Quattro program is all about promoting Industry 4.0 here in the country. So our goal is really to help the different MSMEs adopt technology and become futuristic. So as we equip and strengthen our MSMEs, they actually turn into our economy, as the MSMEs are the backbone of our economy. So throughout the past 6 months, we've been going around Philippines, engaging with different MSMEs, trying to understand their different needs, and working with them on solutions to help them grow and embrace the different possibilities of technology. Thank you.
So you mentioned you've been going around trying to see the needs ng Philippines. What exactly, what did you find? Ano yung kailangan or yung pwede na
Most feasible to resolve now through this program?
So actually, again, the Quattro program is all about pushing for Industry 4.0. But let's face it, not everyone is ready yet for Industry 4.0. A lot of the MSMEs that we talk to simply just need an industrial grade oven. And that's very far from Industry 4.0, but that's a small step to our long-term goal. So our goal is to equip them, make them much more capable, to help them deliver more, produce more, as they actually transition from being an MSME to an SME to later a huge corporation, a big business that helps service our nation, helps service other countries even. And that begins even with a small of it. So it's a small step, but later we work with them through this training. So it's not a one-off thing where we give you this oven and then you're done. But rather we work with them on different solutions. We help them grow and embrace Industry 4.0 as the long-term goal.
Thank you.
Hello po, I'm Angelica from Manila Standard po. Most of our Filipino scientists po choose to work abroad po. Pero what do you think po yung need natin or may tutulong ng government para po mas marami po po yung ready bumalik dito na scientists sa country?
So I think the Balik Scientist program is one way of encouraging meron din kami medium term, which is 6 months, 6 months to 1 year. 6 months to 1 year is the short term, and the medium term is 1 year to 3 years. And 3 years and above ay yung mga long term. Meaning, sila na yung bumalik for good. And we have a lot of them that came back to the Philippines for good. So I don't think that we're tapping on the incentive itself, because it's not the incentive. Dahil maliit lang yung binibigay natin, it will not compare to what they're earning abroad. But I think we're tapping on the hearts of the scientists to come back and help the country to develop. So yun yung trigger point namin for them to come back. And I think Dr. San Pedro will attest to that na kaya siya bumalik because of patriotism. Mahal nila ang Pilipinas. So yun yung selling point ng program. And we have other programs na pwede naman silang bumalik, but I think this has been put into law basically because we want Filipinos to come back. And itong mga Filipinos na ito, hindi requirement na Filipino ka pa rin na ngayon, citizenship-wise. But pwede ka, even if you're already a naturalized citizen in another country, or you were born there, basta may Filipino descent. Ibig sabihin, one of your parents is Filipino by blood.
With what Dr. Lea said, pero Dr. San Pedro, can you support that statement ko?
Definitely. So actually, the Balik Scientist program is actually a way for foreign-based scientists like me to get back to our country. So let's face it, there's a lot to do in the Philippines, and there's a lot more that we can contribute. So as scientists based abroad, we've amassed certain knowledge that we want to share here in our country. Because I mean, imagine just being stuck doing your own thing over and over again. That's not progress. But if you bring in new information to help support it, because we had that exposure the moment that we step out of the Philippines, we've seen what happens abroad, and oftentimes it's that reason the Filipinos don't want to go back. Because you've seen already the beauty of how easy it is abroad. And the Balik Scientist program allows us to bring that exposure here to our country with a goal of making the Philippines better.
Since malaki na po yung nagagawa ni AI po sa atin, pero talking about the summit po, pero ano naman po yung major issues po na involving generative AI in education yung i-address ng summit?
So actually, as I end my short-term engagement in the science, quite busy working on the summit that we are organizing. So it's an international conference that we've been doing for the last 2 years in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then just last year it was back after the conference to do it here in the Philippines. So it's the ASEAN stakeholder, the Southeast Asian Stakeholder Summit on Generative AI for Education. So it's an initiative that we're working on with the UNESCO chair based at the Asia Pacific University, as well as the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization, basically a collection, a group of the cabinet secretaries of the different ASEAN countries. So we want to spark conversation because, again, going back to my short-term engagement here at the DOST MIRDC, we've seen that the grassroots are really the educational institutions. We need to better equip them. And with this fast-paced technology that we have, AI, we need to keep up. And the summit actually serves as a forum where we bring together different stakeholders, different experts from our neighboring ASEAN countries, where we learn the different best practices and we can apply that to our institutions in the country. So it's a gathering that helps ASEAN in general. So not just the Philippines, we all learn from each other, and it's a event where we can collaborate and create more together as one.
Thank you so much.
po, good afternoon. I'm Raj from Radio Republica. My question po is tungkol po sa mga MSMEs na right now po isira pa rin sila sa digital transformation, lalo na po kung kulang yung puhunan. So paano niyo po sila matutulungan na hindi po kumbaga dagdag sa expenses nila?
If you're familiar yung sa setup program of the DOST, setup stands for Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. They provide it's not financial assistance, it's a financial support, parang it's a loan with zero interest. So, for example, if our team, their team, the quality team would be recommending some upgrades to their hardware or their equipment, and they don't have the financial capacity to adapt their recommendations, they can apply to the DOST regional office or provincial office for this setup assistance for them to be able to adapt kung ano man yung recommendation for their digital transformation.
So basta may recommendation naman po, okay naman po yun. Kumbaga hindi po ganun kahirap yung qualifications to be ma-approve.
May criteria, siyempre, kailangan yung repayment capability niya. But yun naman, when the team recommends a technology upgrade, may kasama naman kasi na return on investment computations. Hindi naman sila mag-recommend na just because para makapag-upgrade ka lang. Yung recommendation nila comes with the economics. This amount of investment will give you this amount of returns. Kaya, ayun, may computation yan. Yun ang magiging basis naman pag nag-apply ka sa setup na ito, may financial may economic benefits, may financial return. It guarantees na makabayad ka rin kung ano yung pinag-loan sa setup.
To add to that, so actually the setup program it's a mechanism for MSMEs to pull out the loan. But more than the loan, the quantum program actually complements that program through expertise. So we're actually with the MSMEs throughout the journey. So it's not enough that you just buy the equipment because I'll share some horror stories. So sometimes an MSME needs an equipment, they use the setup program to buy the equipment. They the equipment, the manuals in a different language, in Chinese, hindi ko mag-have. So aside of that, but in the end, since it's unknown, they have to pay it. But through the quantum program, we are actually sharing our expertise. We're with the MSME, trying to understand their needs. So we're actually beginning to knowing exactly what they need and even teach them how to use it. So the quantum program has different training programs available, different R&D support programs available. So it's really joining the MSME in their journey with technology.
So, sa tingin niyo po, ano yung isang industry natin sa Pilipinas na dapat unahin modernize gamit yung program na ito?
Well, in my personal opinion, I'd say it's the agriculture industry. A lot of our farmers are teaching no one wants to take over. But one of the reasons why no one wants to take over is there's very little incentive in farming. But if we leverage the technologies available, then there's definitely a lot more that we can do. There's more, because more drive for our farmers to enter in this kind of industry. So it's a sad reality that we're experiencing here in the Philippines. We used to be largest exporter of ube, purple yam, right now we're even importing yam. So these are the things that we want to avoid. And these are the main reasons why programs like SETUP, like the Quantum program exists.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Hello po, good afternoon from Lau po from Lionheart TV. This question po is for Dr. Lea. So, curious na po, how do you measure the success of the Balik Scientist program? So, the more project, the more program po ba, or is its the long-term impact more important?
I think it's both. So, the more, kasi mas marami pa tayong expertise na kailangan dahil sa Pilipinas because as Dr. Santiago said, they are exposed. Meron silang network sa abroad na kailangan magaling dito sa atin. And they also have a network when it comes to the industry, to the market, etc. Second will be the impact. Dahil hindi pwede natatapos lang sa report. Kailangan may mangyari doon sa kanilang ginawa dito. And I think kaya hindi ganun din karami pa ang aming nagagawa na-engage is because talagang pinipili lang namin kung ano yung high impact ng mga projects na kailangan na matulungan. Yung areas na kailangan matulungan. I'd like to cite some of our Balik scientists na malaki ang naging impact na nagpunta sila dito. Some of them have stayed for good. Kahit na 6 digit ang kanilang mga sweldo abroad. Pumunta sila dito, salary grade 24 ang minimum. And how much is that? Mga 100,000 siguro. So, pesos yun, dollars yun, natatanggap niya. But I think it's more of their, parang pagkaramdaman nila, it's a moral responsibility to the country. Pero sila, dami na nilang natulungan. Yung isang university na halos hindi na nagagawa ng research, hindi ko nila. And now there are a lot of students who would like to go into research, into science, technology. Nakakatulong sila sa industry because now they partner with the industry. Yung kanilang research results, binibigay nila sa industry para sila yung mag-commercialize. So may mga ganyan na success stories. And meron kaming libro na pinamimigay ang tawag ay legacy. Ito yung mga success stories ng Balik Scientist. Second, I hope magdagdagan pa ako ng Balik Scientist para mas marami pa tayong maiuwi ng mga kababayan para matulungan ng Pilipinas. I think dito mahalaga yung sabi ng technology, sama-sama. Kasi yung alam nila magbigay na no, pero kaya nilang dalhin dito. And the technology transfer will be much, much easier. Kasi sila yung nag-transfer, nag-handle ng researchers, nagagawa ng tulong sa mga research natin. And alam nila how it looks like doon sa abroad. So ano yung kailangan, ano yung standards, ano yung tinatanggap doon, ano yung market. So they really would know and help us.
Thank you po. This one naman po is for Dr. Dog. So, since obvious naman po yung pag-immerse ng AI sa panahon ngayon, and maraming manggagawa or workers na natatakot na mawala ng trabaho. So, in this program, how do you balance the automation and job preservation?
So actually, when we talk about AI, there's a lot of fear that AI can replace us. And I give my controversial statement that it is possible for AI to replace us. You've seen it. Try talking to the chat support of some airlines. Minsan chatbot lang ang sasalubong sa'yo. Then what happens? Wala. Ikot-ikot kayo, and it's very frustrating. And that's because AI replaced the human who's supposed to be doing that job. And work doesn't get done. So it is possible for AI to replace us, but it will do a horrible job. We've also seen it in some offices, some workers just totally rely on AI to the point that it becomes AI stock. Their output is horrible to see, and then ending, masisante pa sila. So we need to learn how to work with AI. And just like the program, our goal is a not showing people that technology can replace us, but how we need to work together with technology to realize its full potential.
Thank you po. Yun ang naman po.
Hello, I'm from Nas Tabalos from Mahimia. Can you cite po some projects yung visible po na nakikita ng tao na parang mas magiging kahit po sa mga scientists na magbumalik?
Ang daming projects pero ang isa kong nakikita na project ay with the University of San Agustin. Bumalik yung mag-asawa. Nagkikaya pa sila ng ibang scientists abroad na bumalik. Parang may 5 sila na hikaya working with the university. Nag-create sila ng mga laboratories na hanap sila ng active ingredient from adios na binigay nila naman sa isang pharmaceutical company na industry. Ngayon, they are already marketing ang beauty products. So, isa yan sa mga nakikita from research, nakakolekta sila sa industry, diretso. So, nasa Shopee na, nasa Lazada na, nasa... So, ang laki yung kita for the economy, for the university, and even for the industry. Nakahanap sila ngayon, and they're helping out yung functional food. Anong meron sa kakao, anong meron sa pineapple, na nakakabuti sa katawan. Nakagawa sila ng research dyan, and they can attest na, for example, yung kakao can be antioxidant, pero chocolate siya. So, pag kinakain mo, antioxidant pala siya. Pero, parang kung kain ka lang ng natural but they found out na meron pa lang epekto yun sa katawan. Pero, kailangan ang chocolate will be 60% or 70% dark chocolate para maging functional food. Yung pineapple, nakita nila that it is a functional food for the heart. Nakakagaling sa puso for those who have heart problems. So may mga ganyan. Marami pa. I can give you a lot. It will take us maybe the whole 1 week to tell you all about it kasi marami nang nagagawa ang ating mga galing scientists. Yung isa, Stay for Good, ngayon, sila yung nag-maintain ng mga manok ng Jollibee para hindi magkasakit at hindi dabuan ng avian flu. Sila rin yung malapit ng makagawa ng vaccine for the ASF sa African Swine Fever. Natayo siya sa sarili kong pala dito. So, kahit na hindi mo niya pamilya doon, so nauwi-uwi lang siya sa Amerika. Pero natayo siya ng isang pamilya, isang manufacturing dito, yung pamilya niya na doon. But ang maganda doon, he's hiring very intelligent and very smart young people, mga batang researchers na pinatrain niya how to do things. And may connection din siya sa mga industry partners. So, marami bang very good stories behind the basic scientists. Kaya I think this is why it was approved as a law. Nakita nila yung benefits ng basic scientist program. It started off with just a program sa amin, sa DOST. Halos walang pondo. But because they found it's a very good way of bringing back our scientists, pinondohan nila. And I think meron ng how many millions ang binibigay sa atin yearly. Nagbigay pa rin sila ng mga tao para yung regular positions para mag-assist in the evaluation of the marine science. the outside world para makilala ang Earth Scientist Program. At kayo yung aming arm. Hindi namin kaya ma-reach lahat, no? But you can easily reach people. So kayo yung aming ambassadors na tinutuloy. So that's how we work with the media. Kami hanap ng scientists. But you promote the league scientists through your reach sa iba't tao. Ito yung tinatawag na alhamdulillah. Para maramdaman din ng ibang tao, oy, hindi ganyan pala, pwede pala yan.
Thank you. For Doc Gab po, gaano ka-importante itong collaboration with the UST? Ano na po yung mga pagsimulan? Ano po yung mga future projects po with the UST?
So actually, that's just been a short 6 months, but having nagawa, and same with having mga nagawa. So we've been working with different MSMEs. Some actually hindi na nabutan sa engagement, but we're still open to visiting them, going to the different provinces, different universities, para i-promote ang ating program at ang platform. So yeah, it's only the beginning. So other things that we are going to work on is International Metals and Engineering Conference. So these are some of the few agendas that we have. So even if my stint here at MIRBC is going to end today, the door is definitely still open, and ano naman natin, madami pa tayong magagawa together.
Thank you.
Sorry po, pahabol question po from Manila Standard. During the Balik Scientist Program po, alam po natin hindi mo siya sobrang smooth na proseso po sa pagbabalik ng mga Filipino scientists natin. Pero ano ba yung mga challenges na face po natin during this nung time na yun? And then may hindi po bang like demands from yung mga Filipino scientists para bumalik po sa dito? Thank you.
Iba-iba kasi. Maraming challenges, no? Of course, sanay kasi sila doon sa ibang bansa na very efficient, very smooth, walang mga COA, walang mga procurement, walang ganyan. So they had to adapt dito sa atin. Kasi ganun talaga sistema natin. So do what the Romans do. Pag nandito sila, kailangan gawin nila, sumunod sila sa batas ng Pilipinas. So doon medyo challenging. So minsan syempre nawawalan ng pasensya ang ating mga scientists. Kasi yung procurement ng isang perasong ball pen, aabutin ng 3 buwan. May mga ganyan. Of course, exaggerated yung mga pen. Yung mga equipment, kailangan. It will take time. Tapos kung nagawa sila ng research dito, kailangan liquidate nila, kilala centavo, yung naskisimpo, pag hindi nagtali, makapompas nila, mga ganyan. And that's a very challenging aspect of them returning. Yung iba yung makakagawa. Nahirapan talaga mag-adapt. So what we do, we facilitate. Pag mga ganyan. So sinasabihan din namin yung first institution, kayo na ang gumawa. Tulungan nila lang yung balik scientists because they are not familiar with the system. So yun, usually mga logistics lang naman yung differential. At walang mga area naman yung mga balik scientists na yung parang prima donna. Wala naman mga ganun. We have not encountered it because of course, researchers, sanay naman yung mga yan sa mga cowboy style. Researcher kasi, pumunta nga sa mga bundok, sa mga ano. So, I don't think it's a problem. It's a challenge for us. Yung lang logistics would be a challenge. And of course, minsan, wala pa yung cash galing sa BBM, hindi pa namin mapagbigyan ng mga per diem,